Good morning, bloggers. How is everyone? Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Thursday morning live blogging Q&A where you get to ask anything. And yesterday I posted in the group, as per usual, what are you struggling with in your blog? And the resounding answer was selling stuff. So we're going to talk all about creating products and selling them and how scary that can be sometimes. And it's interesting that it's scary, right? So it's not going to kill us, but we kind of like, our brains are kind of like, it might. Right? All right. I've got you pulled up here. Okay, so I asked what you guys were struggling with. I got monetizing and building my email list, selling to my email list, right? Which I can resonate with that, but I also have thoughts on that. Good morning, Anne Marie. How are you? And then selling my products as well. Don't know if it's my copywriting or what, but I'm not doing well in this area. I have 14 products and nothing much yet, only a few buys off the shop. But also maybe because I don't have the know, like, trust factor. Okay, so that's great that you're thinking about that, right? You already know that there's more to selling than just putting it out there, right? It would be great if we could just put the sales page up and it just happened, right? That'd be awesome. And then there was also this comparison between selling on email versus selling live. And I have thoughts about this. I have told myself a similar story that I'm just not good at selling on email, and that's not actually true. The thing is, I'm comparing it to selling on a live stream, right? And what I mean by selling is, we do a workshop, and at the end, I open up cart for a product, right? My sales conversions on that live stream are through the roof versus when I email about it, they're pretty low, right? And there is opportunity for improvement in the email arena, right? I'm not saying that you shouldn't strive to figure that piece out, because there are definitely people out there who convert like crazy via their email list, and there are people out there that can teach you how to do that. Amy brought up Kate Doster. Definitely Kate Doster, trustworthy source right there. And she is just a fun teacher. But I think when we are comparing selling via email versus selling live, we're comparing apples and oranges, right? We're not actually comparing two comparable things. Yes, they have the same common component of selling, but one, you're live, right? And you are connecting with your people, especially when you go live a lot, which I know Amanda was the one that was saying selling on my list versus selling live. I know Amanda goes live a lot, and she kicks ass live. Amanda is great live. So yeah, right, those are two different things. So that's what I want to offer to you, is that I was also telling myself this story, that I'm not good at email sales because my email sales are not as high as my sales live. Hi, Amy. Good morning. Yeah, she says, yay, Kate. Yeah. But that's not true. That was just a story I was telling myself, right? You can learn to be good at it. Think about when you first did your first lives. Were they good? Probably not. Your first sale live, was it good? It was probably pretty clunky. I think that getting good at sales takes a lot of really intentional practice. And a really good book I recommend. Oh my gosh. Hopefully I don't bring down the stack of books back here. Okay, I have a couple books for you guys. The first one is Meant for More by Lisa Sasevich. Really, really good if you're struggling with sales mindset. Um, yeah, this will help you. So she's the queen of sales conversion. So she's just one of those people who is just good at sales. And this will help you get over the mindset of like feeling kind of awkward when you sell or feeling kind of skeezy. And she also helps you highlight areas of life where you are already selling all the time, like convincing your kids to do their chores or just put their stinking shoes on in the morning, right? Meant for More, Lisa Sasevich, really good book if you need to work on your mindset around sales. And then, as far as writing emails go, Copywriting Secrets, excuse the horrific cover. It's the worst cover. Why? But it's a really good book. It's by Jim Edwards, Copywriting Secrets. So that would be a good way to dip your toe in the copywriting waters. It's a really valuable book. But email is kind of different than anything else, right? That's why Kate Doster's big course is on my list of courses to invest my time in. And I think that once you get that, just like Lisa was saying, that know, like, trust factor going with your email list, it's a lot easier to convert them. And I think that the know, like, trust factor really comes with consistency, right? And that's something I struggle with too, not being super consistent about email. But I'm super consistent about my lives in this group, right? And so I have that know, like, trust factor. Again, everything just takes practice when it comes to selling, because we have a lot of barriers to break down that we don't realize are there until we start trying to sell, right? I mean, my last job, well, when I left my purchasing career, we were at a really sales focused company. They had a large sales force, and everybody else was just kind of support staff. So I was in purchasing, but I mean, really, we were there to like support the salespeople. And I saw that that it was not easy for them, but I did not really understand all the mental barriers that come with selling stuff until I started blogging and trying to sell stuff. First of all, as women, right, we are taught, good morning, Willow. We're taught not to ask for what we want, not to be boastful, not to toot our own horn, right? So, sales is the opposite of that. We have to ask our customers to do what we want them to do. We ask them to go to the sales page, we ask them to click here, and we ask them to buy now, right? We have to be comfortable asking for what we want. I have another book for that. uh, Shoot, it's not up here. Okay, but there's a book called Women Don't Ask, and then the companion book is Ask for It. More books. You guys have lots of reading to do. And then on the flip side of that, we have to we have to be boastful. We have to be boastful and prideful and proud of what we made, and then be able to articulate why what we made is so awesome. And that takes practice, and it takes a lot of breaking down mental blocks. So that's really what I want to offer to you guys, is that if you are feeling like your conversion rates should be higher, it's not it's not you. It's not you, and it's a learnable skill. I 100% promise you will get better at selling if you sell more often and with intention. Like, hey, this part of selling makes me really uncomfortable. I'm going to explore that and figure out why. And then I'm going to bust that myth, because our head is full of myths, right? It's just telling us stories. And the thing is, our brain is trying to keep us safe. So, yeah, we have all of these ingrained cultural ideas. Women are supposed to be quiet. We're not supposed to be boastful. We're not supposed to ask for what we want. That's why women don't ask for raises, right? We have that stuff. But then we also have our brain, our lizard brain, that's really focused on keeping us alive, that doesn't know that selling stuff isn't going to kill us, right? It's like, shoot, I've never done this before. This is really scary. I don't know for certain that this isn't going to kill me. I know that sounds hyperbolic, but that's our lizard brain is hyperbolic, right? It's all about extremes and just keeping us alive. So it's not just you, right? It's not that you are inherently not good at selling on email. It's a learned skill, and we have a lot of things working against us that we need to unpack, right? There's shadow work involved in this. Something that I do, I love writing sales pages, but then I go to convey the same information on an email, and all of a sudden I feel really clunky and forced, and all those weird stories I tell myself come up, right? You're not good at selling, nobody wants this product, etc. Something that I do is I try to trick myself. What would I say if I was on a live stream right now? What would I say? And type that out. What would I say if I was just writing a sales page and I type that out? There's some sort of mental roadblock about the email that changes things for me. And Amanda, I don't know if that's your case, because again, you're really good at selling lives. And you're struggling with your email list. That's what I have found, is if I can kind of trick myself into thinking that I am doing something that I'm already comfortable doing, my emails turn out a lot better. Willow says, I was just reading about this in Jen Sincero's You Are a Badass literally minutes ago. Okay, there we go. We have a fifth book, my friends. So Copywriting Secrets, Meant for More, You Are a Badass, Ask for It, and Women Don't Ask. Wow, you guys didn't know you were going to walk away with a reading assignment. Okay, and then as far as monetizing and building your email list, so I had a follow-up question. How would you like to monetize your blog? Ads and affiliate links, or are you going to be selling your own products? Not that it's a one or the other thing. You can do both, totally. And the reply was, I don't know. And that's part of the problem. And that's okay, right? It's okay to not really know at first. Oh, you're reading Copywriting Secrets too? Yeah, this is a really good book. It's jam-packed. It's a good book. Terrible cover, great book. Sorry, my allergies are awful this morning. Yeah, okay. It's okay to not know, not just in the beginning, how you're going to monetize. It's okay to not know in general. Sometimes you go down a monetization path and it's not what you thought it would be, and you need to pivot, and you don't know what that is yet, and that's okay, right? The answer will come to you, I super promise. And a lot of it is just trying out different stuff, right? A lot of it is just trying out different stuff. So you can try paid ads, you can try affiliate marketing, try creating your own things. See what works for you, see what sticks. Another good way is to poll your audience and see what they want. And the catch-22 there is that when you're new, your audience is really tiny, right? But I created and sold my first product when I had 80 people on my list, right? It was 60 or 80 people, something like that. So you don't have to have a giant audience to start selling. You don't have to have a giant audience to start polling your audience and asking what they're struggling with. And how Sinfully Sexy headlines came about. Hopefully this will help you in trying to figure out how to create products and like what to create products around. Sinfully Sexy headlines came about because I did the 25 lives live stream marathon. So I took my 25-step blog post checklist, and for every check on the checklist, I did a live stream over the span of 5 weeks. So I went live Monday through Friday for 5 weeks straight, and each day I did one of my checks on my checklist. By far, the most popular one, and the one that had the comment section just blow up with questions, was the one about writing a sexy headline. And that was an indication to me that there was a desire to learn more around headlines. And that's where Sinfully Sexy Headlines came from. I did not intend to create a course about headlines at all. It was not even on my radar, right? But I listened to my audience, and they told me what they wanted. And again, I want to remind you that my audience was tiny at the time. It was really, really small. I don't know. Badass bloggers probably had, I mean, not that there's a lot of people in this group now, but I don't know. There's probably maybe 50 people in the group, right? And that turned out, I mean, it worked out really well, but I don't think I would have come up with that idea. I don't think I would have had that realization if I was not throwing spaghetti at the wall and then just seeing what happens. We put our scientist goggles on. Oh my gosh, I wrote down something I wanted to share with you guys. Speaking of our scientist goggles. Okay, what I mean by scientist goggles is, let me explain myself. Let me back up. Okay, so when a scientist is running an experiment, they create a hypothesis, right? They come up with a hypothesis, what they think is going to happen when they do XYZ. They do XYZ. If what they thought was going to happen didn't happen, do the scientists go, man, I'm so stupid. I'm the worst scientist ever. I should just give up. Nobody wants to buy my science. No, they look at it with curiosity, right? Instead of judgment. They put their scientist goggles on and they go, why did that happen? And they run the test again and they change a variable. That's how we have to approach sales and creating products. Okay, so I am in this 9-week-long mindfulness course right now. And yesterday, the instructor said something that I wrote down. And I was like, I have to share this with my gente, my people. She said, judgment and curiosity cannot coexist. I'll say it again. Judgment and curiosity cannot coexist. So if you are busy judging yourself because your sale didn't turn out the way you wanted it to, or you haven't created a product yet, or your product sales page isn't selling the way you want it to, you are stymieing your curiosity, your ability to figure out how to turn it into sales. We got to put the judgment in a drawer and pull out our curiosity and put on our scientist goggles. Non-judgmental curiosity. That's the stance I want you to take when you are looking at your sales, your sales abilities, your product suite. Baby eyes. Yeah, I thought that was awesome. You guys are going to be, I have a feeling you guys are going to be getting a lot of, because my mindfulness course is Wednesday nights. So I'm going to have a lot of stuff for you guys Thursday mornings. I hope that helps. So monetizing and building your email list. And as far as building your email list goes, I mean, you just got to find an opt-in that converts. But then the thing is, like, you got to get eyeballs on it, right? Somehow you have to have a plan to get eyeballs on your blog, which, I mean, it's pretty much either paid ads or organic traffic. I hear Pinterest still works for some niches. If you're in that niche, go for it. Right? You have to have a plan to get eyes on your blog. Willow says, I got that lecture in high school physics. Everyone's experiment worked perfectly. I spent days and could never get it to work. I wrote how stupid it was and how critical I was of the experiment. He wrote in there, bitterness never made a scientist. I love it. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we have to approach it with non-judgmental curiosity, and the curiosity that is required to survive as an entrepreneur cannot exist with judgment. It can't coexist with judgment. And I'm not advocating for blind positive psychology because that never works. I'm not advocating for no negative emotions, no bad days, all that bullshit. That never works. But I just want to offer to you that I think it's really normal to not know how to monetize and build your email list. I think it's really normal to feel really clunky when you're first selling, or even not. Like, I still feel clunky when I sell when I haven't done it for a while and I'm years into this bad boy. It just takes a lot of practice, right? And a lot of breaking down those weird hangups that we have in our head that we didn't know were there until we started trying to sell stuff. Okay, so building an email list, opt ins. Let's talk about opt ins. How do you guys feel about opt ins? Do you guys feel good about them? Like, in general, do you feel confident in your ability to come up with high converting opt ins? And then do you feel confident in your ability to sell those opt ins? Here's what I see a lot with opt ins, and I'm guilty of this too. We phone it in on the sales page for the opt in because it's free. Has anybody else done that? I do that. When I stopped doing that, and even then, like, my sales pages for my opt ins are not long now, but they're longer than they used to be. And I put more effort into them than I used to. I actually sell them now instead of like, hey, here's just this free thing, right? They actually have like the reasons why you should buy them. And I get in the point of view of my reader. What are they struggling with? Why do they need that? Right? I used to just slap it up there and be like, here's a free thing. Obviously, you're going to opt in. Hello. And guess what? When I stopped doing that, when I started actually putting effort into my sales page for my opt ins, my conversion rate went up. Weird. Yeah. Amy says yes. Okay, I'm not the only one. Yeah. And then not only that, but I tried a lot of opt ins that didn't work before I found one that did. And my opt in that works the best is my blog post checklist, right? It's easy to understand. It's something people will actually need and will use. Um, Everybody knows what a checklist is, right? Everybody understands a checklist. A lot of my stuff before that, I feel like was a little bit more useful and would probably get them more value, but it was a little bit more convoluted, right? It was a little bit harder to sell. And at that time, I wasn't really good at selling, right? I was unpracticed there. I'm going to say that instead of saying I'm not good at selling, we're going to say I'm unpracticed at selling from now on. Scientist goggles on. Okay. Yeah. So noodles at the wall, opt-ins. Just keep on trying stuff until you find something that works. If you have an audience to poll them. Ask them what they need. Ask them what they're struggling with. It works. You might be able to poll somebody else's audience, right? If you are in a Facebook group, a large Facebook group in your niche, you can probably create a poll in there. Ask people what they're struggling with in relation to the niche, right? As long as you're not self-promoting, you should be good. Most groups will allow things like that, right? Figure out what your audience is actually struggling with. That's where you should start with monetization and email lists if you're going to do your own products, right? Even if you're not going to do your own products, right? Even if you are focused on affiliate links and ads, well, maybe not so much ads, but if you're focused on affiliate links, knowing what your readership struggles with will help you know what affiliate links they will be interested in clicking on, right? It all starts there. An intimate knowledge of your audience. Yeah, that's a great tip. Willow says start writing down what people are complaining about in big Facebook groups in your niche. 100%. I keep a swipe file, so you know how you can save posts. I have swipe files for all sorts of stuff on Facebook. So I have ones for like copy that's really good, but I also have ones for, potential blog posts from just that. So people struggling with stuff in niche related Facebook groups. And then the comments section are a gold mine on that. Because then in the comments section, so like one person posts about the struggle they're having, in the comments section you get all the different points of view. Yeah, I struggled with this too for this reason, and I have these questions about it, right? They're writing the blog post or creating the course for you right there. They're telling you what they need. Amy says I monetize in all ways, no right or wrong. That's absolutely right. I feel like sometimes like ads get a bad rap. And I think that's just because of the way some ads have been done. Does that make sense? Like they're so all over the place that you can't even see the content you need, right? I feel like ads get a bad rap sometimes. And I also think that ads aren't right for every single brand. But also, if you do ads in the beginning and decide to not do them later because they don't align with your brand, nobody in the history of anyone ever, no reader is going to be like, well, you had ads and now you don't. So your brand's inconsistent. No, nobody is paying that much attention to your blog. You can always change it later, right? We are the only people taking that much of a scrutinizing eye to our own blogs, right? So much to say. That's right. No right or wrong. I love that, Amy. There's no right or wrong way. And I know it's really difficult to get behind this, but if you really can get behind this sentiment, your blogging life will get a lot better. Wherever you are right now is exactly where you need to be. And however fast things are unfolding for you is exactly how fast they should be happening. My blogging journey has been really slow. There are some people that really, really quickly make a lot of money blogging. We hear those stories and we compare ourselves to them. That was not my story. And you know what? Looking back on it, it's good that that wasn't my story. I had a lot to learn, and the slow process helped me learn it. Willow says, honestly, knowing how to monetize doesn't matter if you're struggling with money mindset. Yeah. If you have icky thoughts about getting money, then it will nothing you try will get you the results you want. Yeah. Yeah. We got to start with and if the money mindset thing is like too woo woo for you or whatever, call it whatever you want. Like you could call it like financial education, right? Call it something else, but figure out what blocks you have about around money in your head and work on them, because you are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. Even if you are successful at monetizing, if you have money mindset issues, you will end up exactly where you are financially until you fix them. Believe me, I did it. Gosh, yeah. I hope this helps. I think one time we did like an opt-in hour, didn't we? Where we did like a Zoom call and everybody worked on their opt-ins together. I don't know if that was helpful for you guys. Maybe, if you're struggling to come up with an opt-in, then you could post in the group and we could brainstorm opt-ins with you. We've done that before with like people are trying to name their blog, and we got on a live stream and we brainstormed and we actually named somebody's blog. Do you guys remember that? It was a lot of fun. And we could do something like that for opt-ins, right? Oh, speaking of which, today is self-promo day in the group. I'm going to put up a thread. Somebody, I can't remember who at the moment, but somebody's launching a product this week, and so to celebrate, we're gonna do a self promo day. Okay, friends, I hope that helps. Copywriting skills for emails, and then just getting comfortable writing emails. Because my copywriting skills have gotten a lot better when it comes to sales pages, but I still have that mental hang up when it comes to emails, and I have to trick myself into thinking I'm writing a sales page to write a good email. Monetizing and building email lists. Just throw spaghetti at the wall, see what works. Pull your audience, pull somebody else's audience. And then, oh, yeah. So selling products as well. Okay, so Lisa had said that she has 14 products and nothing much yet, only a few buys off the shop. I'd love to see the shop. I would love to see that. I'd love to know like what your shop looks like, what is getting clicked on in your shop. If you don't know what's getting clicked on and like how people are interacting with your shop, you can do like a month free of a heat map software like Hotjar. There's a whole bunch of different ones. I think Neil Patel has one too, but pretty much all of them have like month-long free trials. Hotjar, I can't remember what the other one was I tried, but it will show you recordings of how people are interacting with your website and what they are actually clicking on the most. So you'll see these little recordings. Well, they'll land on your website and then you'll see them scroll down and hover a little bit and scroll down more and hover a little bit. And then you can see what they click on, right? So that might give you an indication of what's getting clicked on and what's not. If you don't already have that data available somewhere. If you have, I think you actually might have Shopify, right? I think they have the data like that available for you, but I'm not entirely certain. Um, and then from there, I'm curious to know what happens when they click on one of your 14 products. Are they taken to a landing page? Are they taken to a listing, like an Etsy like listing? What does the listing look like, right? How can we put our scientist goggles on, tweak one thing at a time, and see what works? I mean, that's really what it takes. And when you have 14 products, I mean, that's a lot, right? I might start with one that's already like your highest converting and see if you can figure it out and get to bump it up and up and up and up, right? Tweaking one little thing at a time. Also, I will say Beth Ann Schwarnberger's Facebook Ads Intensive, they look at your shop, they look at your product listings, they look at your sales pages if that's what you do. And they tell you like, here's what I see, here's what you need to fix. They are really really good at this, and when I say they, I mean Beth Ann Schwarnberger's team. So her and her team of seasoned sellers look at your sales pages and your Shopify stores, your listings, and they tell you what they see could improve, what their experience is like as a user, and they know their stuff. That course is super worth it. That's the most expensive course I've ever purchased. Oh, no, it's not. It's the second most expensive course I've ever purchased, and it was 100% worth every penny. She should probably charge more. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna hop off of here. I hope that helps you guys. Don't forget we have self promo day today in the group. I will put up a thread. Grab the Genius Bloggers Toolkit. It's on sale now through Monday. There's tons of stuff in there about email and course creation and monetization. Go get it. And I'll see you guys soon. Okay, bye.